Good morning and welcome to Disqualified Dads. Today's video is going to be a reaction video of Tyson Fury on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. Now, Tyson talks about things that I think that are very profound, and I just felt compelled to make a reaction video and react on it to try and get the message that I got from that interview to push it further. Now, let me bring on the interview. Let's listen to a couple of minutes and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Very good. On top of the world.
Well, it's certainly nice to talk to you again, Tyson. Remember we did that interview back in late January when the fight got canceled. You, me, Turkey, and obviously Alexander Usyk. That was intense stuff. I felt, especially between you, that was wild stuff. How would you describe your sort of general mood on that day? Because I wasn't quite sure how everyone was feeling.
Intense and up for a fight.
On that day, and now here we are 3 or 4 months later, and you're 3 days away. Tyson, I've been watching a lot of your interviews and all the content that you've been doing leading up to this fight. And one thing that keeps coming up and kind of struck a chord with me was this. Everyone's asking you a million questions about Undisputed and the belts, and are you nervous? And I noticed that like you're getting kind of tired of all this stuff. You've told us a million times you don't get nervous, you don't care about the belts, all this stuff. And you always go back to Monday morning. You'll be walking your dog on the beach. You'll be with your family. You always go back to that. I've heard you say this now 10 times, and it's a beautiful sight, and it's a beautiful image of a guy who's on top of the world. The world will be watching you on Saturday, and then there you are over on the bay walking your dog with your kids picking up the poop. Why do you keep going back to that image?
Because it's grassroots, always. And the quicker I can get back to grassroots and reality, the better. Because living as a rock star on top of the planet with unlimited funds and unlimited everything you want is no sort of way to live. That's factual. And I've experienced it, and I know nothing good can ever come out of it. The good side of life is appreciating small things, taking one day at a time, setting short-term goals, being happy and contented at home and in your relationship with your wife and kids. And that's the best thing any man could be. A happy home man, a man at home who's happy, is on top of the world. Take all the achievements and all the fancy stuff away. If I was just at home having a cheese sandwich and a cup of tea and had a 9-to-5 job, but I had a loving wife and a loving family, I'm a very blessed man. But all the other stuff on top of that's an added bonus.
Do you feel you need to talk about that and to remind yourself of that, to not fall into the trap of buying into all this hoopla and buzz?
Just let that digest for a minute, what he said. A man who's happy at home, a happy home man, living like a rock star with unlimited funds is no sort of life. When all is said and done, he'll be back home with his loving wife and his loving children, loving family. Cheese sandwich, 9 to 5. Again, all of this, everything else is bolted onto the happy home. Loving wife, loving children. Now, loving wife is a bonus. Maybe, Tyson has realized how lucky he is. Traditional gypsy, got married young, been with her ever since. He's a lucky man to have that sort of relationship. So loving wife, I'll say, is a bonus, but loving kids, a home. What is a home? What is a loving home? What is your grassroots? For me, when people mention home, talk about home, it's that daily life with your children. Seeing your children come back from school, getting the little uniforms on, getting ready for school, them doing their homework, the little dramatics with them, the silly little jokes at dinner, and all the usual ridiculous things you do every day with your kids without thinking twice. You think nothing of it. I mean, I'm not going to lie, half the time, after a couple of hours with the kids, I used to think like they're a pain in the ass trying to get rid of them. But these little moments now, that is what a home is. That is what a life is. And without that, Tyson Fury, you just heard it from a man who's got the world at his fingertips. He can buy any unlimited funds, any material wealth, pleasure he wants, he can have. He can trade anything in for anything. He can buy anything. And today he will be fighting Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight title. Now, if he comes through this and wins, like I said, the achievement alone, it's a special moment in boxing. It's a very special moment. For the boxing fans who know, heavyweight undisputed title. We may never see this again. I don't know. We may not see this in our lifetime again. But the fact that it is happening, it's a big moment. If he walks away with that win, like he said, Monday morning, back at home, having tea and a cheese sandwich with the kids, picking up dog poop, walking in the bay with the kids. All of this comes back to your structure. Without that, nothing else matters. And the point I'm making about this video is this. How many of us are living without our children? Loving wife, like I said, fine, it's a bonus. But we have been just disqualified out of society. There is no mechanism or no place for us. Men who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s who are divorced and separated from their children, being denied access to their children. The point I'm making is nothing else. The heavyweight title, living like a rock star, means nothing. Tyson said it very well. Short-term goals, day-to-day structure, these little simple things in life, that's what gives you contentment and happiness. The smallest thing is just seeing your kids every day, dropping them to school, just being around them. Without that, nothing else means anything. And how many of us, especially in my community, there is no place of belonging for men who end up in this situation without their children. Now, some will say, well, a divorced woman, a divorced sister, blah, 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 her life is ruined, this and that. 90% of the resident parent in the UK are mothers. You have your kids, you have your purpose. Without your children, without access to your children, without being part of their everyday life, you have lost your purpose. This is what I'm trying to say. How many men are going through this now? We keep talking about mental health awareness. Mental Health Awareness Week. How many men who are in this category now who are lost? And without your children, without that daily interaction, these small things in your life, nothing else means anything. And to look, all the youngsters out there, listen to what Tyson said, understand his words. Living like a rock star is no sort of life. Having unlimited funds is no sort of life. Short-term goals, short-term ambitions, loving family, loving children, that little thing there, that peace and contentment. A good woman can give you a lifetime of peace and contentment, and that is happiness. The contentment that you get from these small things in life, that is true happiness. Money can help. Look, I'm not saying money can help, but money is not the be all and end all. Money is just a tool. Money can help, no doubt. Money can make you comfortable, but the inner fulfillment cannot come from money alone. You need a good woman in your life. You need a good woman, and a good woman can give you so much peace and contentment. That is true happiness, to be content. To go home and tell your wife a little joke, something, just a little chit chat, little laughter, cheese sandwich, cup of tea, picking up dog poop on the bay with your kids. Now, how many of us are being denied that? And going back to the point I'm trying to make with this video is we have been left in a place where we are lost, we are nomads. A father without his children, a father with no access to his children, ultimately is a nomad. And I just want those out there who have not experienced this to understand. So when people say, oh, move on with your life and get a job, and listen, nothing else means anything. I know people mean well, but we have to address this issue and stop making this a normally accepted position that father is going to be without his children, and the children will go without seeing their father. Thank you for watching Disqualified Dads. Like, subscribe, follow, and share. Going forward, I'm going to be making a lot more reaction videos trying to address this on whatever level I can. Thank you for watching. Good luck to Tyson and Usyk on their fight today. undisputed heavyweight title.